Welcome to The Stuff, the podcast where you and I literally talk about what else? Stuff. This is your Comedic Escapees podcast show, and I'm your host, Ian Walker. Now, let's go talk about some stuff.
There was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people to see if we could become something more. So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Evacuate the city. Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face. Who the hell are you guys?
Infinity War Part 1. Finally. Is all I have to say. Finally. It has been years since, we've been waiting for this for a long time. Those of us who've been looking at Marvel movies and following them and seeing that, finally. The trailer came out last week. Yes, I know I'm late. I'm not worried about that. I just wanted to take this episode of The Stuff to talk about how long it's been, the path that it took to get here, and everything, things I liked about the trailer, things I didn't like about the trailer. There's not much that I didn't like about the trailer, not gonna lie. I just feel like finally, it's finally here. So that's what I'm going to be talking about on The Stuff today. This is a special episode. I'm going to be talking about just the Infinity War trailer, the path that it took to get here, starting from the first Marvel movies up until now. Some of the things that I'm going to be looking for as a person that read the Infinity War, the Infinity Gauntlet. I own the actual Infinity Gauntlet graphic novel, so and that for me, actually, I'm going to have to go back and read the Infinity Gauntlet just to see what elements that are going to be in the movie, hopefully. Now, I got to be realistic when it comes to a movie, even though this is going to be a two-part movie. The first part coming out at the end of I believe May in 2018, and then the I believe it's going to be coming out either the end of 2018 or 2019. My man David from the David Effect and Jive Talk can actually probably answer that for me much better than I could, because he's up on top of that Marvel stuff. By the way, if you guys are interested in other podcasts, dude, that's way more in the comics than I am nowadays. I mean, he is like the Marvel brain trust. Regards to that, go ahead and support his channel. He's on YouTube there. It's at the David Effect on YouTube. Just type that in to the search bar there. Look him up, and you'll find his two shows there, the David Effect and Jive Talk. He talks about movie reviews. He goes over tons of other subjects as well, in regards to superhero nerddom, cosplay, all of it. He talks about all of it. So go ahead and check his channel out. He's going to have more information than I do for sure. So in regard to that. So check that out. But I'm sure, David, if you're listening, you'll probably correct me. I mean, I don't remember exactly when Infinity War Part 2 comes out. I'm sure I could look it up, but I'm being lazy. But one is this year, and the other one is next year. My first reaction to seeing the trailer of Infinity War was excitement. And Marvel has this uncanny ability to tick you off and then get you excited. and what that is it's either they do it in the way they time their movies, or in the way that they create movies and make them crap, and then all of a sudden come out with something amazing, or they will take forever in doing something, and then, or to the point where you almost literally forget about them, and then they'll come out with something amazing. The hype of Justice League kind of clouded that over, unfortunately, with the mixed reviews Justice League has been getting, notwithstanding my personal view, which I personally feel like Justice League was one of the best one of the best DC films put together. Unfortunately, with the critics, it didn't get that traction that I think that it deserved, and it didn't cloud it. Justice League held us over until this trailer. That's exactly what it did. And when Infinity War trailer came out, it was like, oh yeah, that's right. And honestly, that's how I felt. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't follow when the trailer was coming out. I didn't honestly found out the trailer was out through my man David. If I hadn't looked at his show, I wouldn't have known that the trailer was out. And so I looked at it. I looked at the trailer. I enjoyed it. Captain America, man, that dude looks so sick. He looks so awesome. I can't lie. He looks great with the beard and everything, and the whole dude, he looks hard. And of course, Black Panther. I mean, everybody is there. And I am very, very, very excited for this movie to come out. Now, there were some things in the trailer that I didn't quite understand. You had Wanda Maximoff or Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow with blonde hair. That threw me for a second. So I had to go to my friend, be like, trailer was great. One gripe, why is Black Widow blonde? Apparently in the Marvel Universe, there were two Black Widows. One was a blonde hair chick, and I slightly remember that. But I guess it's an homage thing. So we're going to find out in the movie why that was the case. And we're going to go into that, I guess, once we see the movie. Thanos looks incredible, giving us the eye candy that we wanted. And you know what? Here's where Marvel gets credit, honestly, aside from DC. Marvel has been, for the last, 15 years, has been hinting toward Thanos for years. Okay? And what I give Marvel kudos on is they didn't wait until Infinity War to give us a look at Thanos. They didn't. they gave us our first look in a cutscene of Thanos at the end of Avengers. Okay, remember the post-credit scene of the first Avengers movie, where his lackey is talking to him on the throne, and he talked about him courting death, which was alluded to his love affair with the character Death, or could be something else entirely. We are going to find out. We got our first look at him. Give us that Thanos grin that we are all used to in the comic books. If you follow comic books, you'll understand what I'm speaking about. We got our first glimpse. That is something we didn't get in Justice League. You tease a character like that, and again, that's going to be my forever gripe. You tease something like that in movies, and you don't deliver in some form or fashion, that's going to lend to some disappointment. And I feel that DC dropped the ball in that aspect, whereas Marvel really gave that to us. And then they gave us more Thanos, though albeit very short, but still enough for us to keep us on our seats in the first Guardians of the Galaxy film. I mean, we had a whole scene where I want to say his name again. I'm probably gonna get this wrong, but I believe the dude's name was Ronan, the main villain in Guardians of the Galaxy, where he was talking with Thanos, and he had a whole conversation with him, and he defied Thanos. But we got to see Thanos in full. We got to see him. He didn't do anything, but we got to see him. And now, finally, with Infinity War coming out, we are getting the character that we've been waiting to see for the longest time. And I am excited. We get to see a new Spider-Man. I mean, Tom Holland, again, as Spider-Man is great. Granted, I didn't see Spider-Man Homecoming only because, for personal reasons, I'm just sick of Spider-Man movies. They redo a Spider-Man movie like every 2 years. Honestly, I'm sick of it. So I didn't waste the money to go see it in the theater. And I need to see it. I'm sure, I'll probably check it out soon on DVD. But my heart's still just not there yet. But from when I saw him in Civil War, I was greatly impressed. I really like the character. I like what they did with him. He's great. I'm really looking forward to seeing him in this. And the fact that he's got the Scarlet Spider outfit on is even cooler. I loved it. It looks incredible, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it does. I'm trying to think of some other aspects of that movie. Vision. The Vision. I look at Vision, and he reminds me of a character, again, my man David created as part of his graphic novels. Vision looks like a character that he created in his novels called a Xerxian. If you guys aren't familiar with that, you guys should check out his books, The Colonial Force. So you can find those on Amazon. I'll have those links. Everything that I talk about in regards to David and what he has, I'll put them in some links below in the description below in the video here. But it was funny because Vision has more of a human look to him now. And, he's got the hair and everything like that, which I think is cool. Because in the comic books, we all know Scarlet Witch and the Vision fall in love in the comics. In the comic books, you can get away with an android falling in love with or a woman falling in love with an android. That fantasy element is there. Whereas in real life, you can't get away with that too much. It's just a little weird. People that don't understand comic books, don't read comic books, that are looking at these movies, they're not going to be too keen on seeing a girl fall in love with pretty much a robot. That's just going to be weird. So, that fact right there is, I think, pretty smart. I think it's smart on Marvel's part that they went and made the Vision humanoid looking, so that it just made more sense to the general audience. I kind of personally, on a personal note, appreciate that. Black Panther in the movie looks cool. He's just, let me tell you something, there's going to be peace in the streets for the next, for good, what, a couple weeks while Black Panther's in the theater. Finally, you got a superhero that represents black people. And once that movie comes out, it's going to be a good thing. And I'm going to predict that this movie, Black Panther, is going to be, aside from Infinity War, Black Panther, along with Infinity War, is going to be one of the highest grossing films that Marvel has put out. For that reason alone. And I'm not going, pulling race and all that stuff into it. But that is just the case. There is finally a superhero that is a positive role model, a positive look at something that represents black people, ethnic people. That is for them. This is finally something for them. And continuing on with the Black Panther thing, Black Panther was directed by a black director. The cast is all black except for the person who played the villain, who I think was in Age of Ultron, and he's back in this film. The thing is that it's just gonna be an amazing thing, and because of that, it's going to do very well in the theater, and it's done right. And the reason why it's done right, because the director is a huge Black Panther fan. So we're going to see something, in my opinion, since Wonder Woman, the most accurate rendition of, or interpretation of, a superhero in the comics that we have seen ever. I am very much looking forward to that movie. So you tag that on top of Infinity War, okay, you're kind of pretty much gathering another new audience to the film, which is why Infinity War is going to do so well, in my opinion. Because, and this is not saying that black people aren't into superheroes, but again, you don't hear about it that much because there is no one there to represent them. But now that you're going to have a superhero that literally represents them, that's going to explode even more, okay? And that audience is going to grow even more. And it's a very, very smart move. And you know what? This is probably why Marvel has taken, since I was 15, 16 years old, to put all these movies together. Maybe this was their master plan. Maybe this is Marvel's ultimate brainchild in order to gather the audiences together of all kinds, so that every person on the planet in some form or fashion could enjoy the ultimate Marvel film, which is Infinity War. Because I believe both the films are done right now. I think they filmed them all together, and I believe each film is like 2 hours and 30 minutes. So this is going to be a 5-hour epic film in total. Because when they release it, you know what they're going to do. They're going to release Infinity War, okay, then it's going to go out of theaters. It's going to go on DVD, okay, then it's going to have the second one, and that's going to go on DVD. And then they're going to release the whole Infinity War, the whole 5-hour saga on one DVD, and everybody's going to buy it. Because that's marketing, and it's smart, and that's what everybody's going to do. And they're going to have all versions of it, because that's how you're going to do it. And they're going to make buku billions. Okay, not millions, billions. They're going to make billions off of this, because I'm finally getting up. I had a very huge gripe about Marvel taking forever to doing it. And as I just continue to look at everything and how they're doing it, how they're putting everything together, okay, they put the Inhumans on television. Maybe because they feared that it was going to flop, which kind of it did. I personally like the Inhumans television show. I think the Inhumans television show is fun. I think it got straight to the point, unlike Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's just me. But I enjoy Inhumans personally. As a whole, as a show, yeah, it could use some work. Okay, it really can. It can use some work. But as a whole, I like it. It's awesome. But I see what they're doing. But we'll see if they use them in Infinity War. I would like to see them there. If they don't, I would like to see them in the Infinity War. I think it makes sense when they put them there. They were going to have them there initially in the first place. I don't see why they couldn't be, at least in the second Infinity War movie. And we're going to see a lot more. It's going to be dark. It's going to be dark. It's going to be gritty. It's going to be sad. People going to be dying. Okay, this is not a game. If any of you Marvel fans have read the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity War, you know how dark this gets. You know what kind of crap Thanos is doing to make this something very, very serious for the Marvel Universe. And this creates major repercussions in the Marvel Universe that people aren't going to see, and that people aren't going to know how to deal with, to the point where they literally do have to bring out every single person to do this. I will be surprised to see if they are able to bring out every single character. Not every single character. We know that's not going to happen like they did in the comic books, but to bring out a lot of the characters in the Marvel Universe in order to take down Thanos and what he's doing with the Gauntlet, because this dude literally can destroy the universe. And that's the business that's going on right now. So, there's a lot to worry about in this film. I was just excited to see how it's all going to unravel and how it's going to be. I just wish it didn't take so long, I really do. That's my only, right about this point, that's my only complaint. It took so long. It took 15 years where it took DC. It took about 10 years for an Avengers film. 10 years for an Avengers film. 8 years for an Avengers film. I don't know. Somebody help me out with that. It took a long time for an Avengers film, where it only took about, 4 or 5 years for a Justice League film, which again I thought was great. Not just because I'm a DC fanboy. I thought the movie was incredible. I just wish it did not take so long. I can't stress that enough. And I wish we didn't have to go through the bad movies. And maybe again, this was Marvel testing their waters to see how people were going to react to certain things. Iron Man 3 and the Mandarin, that movie just shouldn't count. In my opinion, it just shouldn't count. Because we didn't get to see the Mandarin. And I think the Mandarin could have been a pivotal story in the Marvel Universe that could have been there. In fact, they could have twisted it around to where one of the rings of the Mandarin was like had to do with an Infinity Stone or something. I don't know. He made the rings that he has, the 10 rings he has, out of one of the Infinity Stones. It came from the power of one of the. I don't know. They could have done something, but they gave us that terrible Ben Kingsley. I don't want to talk about it. I just don't understand why I had to go through all of those. Anyways, I know there's a lot of people that are excited about Infinity War. Also, it's getting huge buzz. People are very excited about it. Even I have to admit, even I'm very excited about it. I am really looking forward to the film. I would love to know your thoughts, your opinions. There's some of you that have put this trailer on repeat. I put it on repeat a couple of times. I have it saved in my YouTube Red. I can just go back and look at it whenever I want. As you know, I'm a DC fanboy more so. I love superheroes though, so I talk about everything. But I am more of a DC fanboy, so my knowledge isn't that huge in regard to Marvel. It's decent, but it's not that big. So you want to come to me about superhero knowledge, you come at me with DC and Power Rangers, I got you all day. Don't challenge me. But everything else, Marvel, that's my boy David. So if you want to get the full info, he actually does a trailer breakdown in his latest video. He does a trailer breakdown of this particular trailer, and he lets you know all the characters that are in there, what's involved with that, so that you guys can have a full understanding of all the characters and what their role is and things like that. If you want to go somewhere for that knowledge, I recommend the David Effect or Jive Talk, which is, and I'll leave the link to his YouTube channel below in the comments. I highly encourage you to go check it out. It's a fun channel. His is more, unlike mine, this is more, you actually get to see his face. So it's more interactive in that way. And I think you'll enjoy it. But that will give you some more knowledge as to what is in the trailer and kind of what's going on, so that when you go into the movies, you'll have a better idea of what you're going to be looking at. Okay, if you just want to go in there and just look just to have a good time, you can do that too. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But yeah, if you kind of want to have an idea of what you're doing, go check out the David Effect or Jive Talk on his YouTube channel. Again, I'll leave that below. In the meantime, I would love to know your opinions, as I was saying before, starting to say, I'd love to know your opinions of the trailer. I'd love to know what you guys think of the Infinity War trailer. I'd love to know what you think about what Marvel is doing and has been doing. Are you guys avid followers of Marvel? Are you guys tired of waiting? Are you guys ready to go? Are you guys ready to get this all done and over with, so we can start seeing some new movies? Because the superhero movies are a new genre now. Just like it's a new type of action film. You got your action, you got your martial arts, you got your horror, and now added to that mix is superhero. Superhero and horror are the two major genres that are huge right now. And so my thing is, after the Marvel deal is over, I would love to see some more superhero films, but something original. I want to see Marvel take a little bit of a break after this whole thing is done. I would like to see, in fact, I'd like to see some, independent companies come out with some superhero films that have 100% original characters, that have 100% original stories, and let's do it real big. I'd love to see that. Tell me what you guys think of that. Okay? Actually, I believe there's a studio that came out not so recently ago, or a little bit recently. I think it's called Studio M or something like that. But it's an independently owned, it's a crowdfunded independent studio. They came out with a movie with Anne Hathaway called Colossal, and it was one of their first films. And I believe a superhero film is in their I guess phase of movies that they're going to be coming out with. But anyways, I'd like to see more movies like that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think of the movie. Let me know what you guys think of everything that's been going on. How excited are you? How excited are you not? Whatever the case is. Otherwise, I'm going to leave you guys today. Again, I want to do a quick apology. I apologize for not putting out the episode yesterday. A lot of stuff went on. Equipment malfunctions, all of that jazz I had to figure out. But I got it taken care of today, and I'm putting this episode up today, so I apologize for the delay. But I will see you guys next week's episode of this stuff. And again, stay tuned for the live episode of this stuff that will be airing, not live episode, but video episode of the stuff that will be on the YouTube channel and put up there on the December 25th. Okay, so until next Monday, I appreciate you. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. See you next week. Bye-bye.